Okay, welcome back. For today's video, we're going to cook hamburgers. Now, I know I did a video a few weeks ago where we made hamburgers. We're celebrating a birthday, so we're making hamburgers again. I'm not going to film the whole cooking process, but you know, I got some lettuce kind of chopped up a little bit here. I got some big old patties, probably about half a pound a piece. I'm not really sure, at least a third of a pound. But I got 6 of those, and you see how they're well, almost like making flour into dough. I like to really get the ground beef, we use ground sirloin, really mixed up and kind of formed really well. You can see the spices. There's pepper, there's salt, there's a little bit of garlic, and there's, we did not have an onion, so we put some onion pieces in there, like the little dried onion, minced onion or whatever. Put that all in there and mix it up real good. So I got 6 burgers. We're going to cook 3 right now. Got some bacon. This is a thick cut applewood smoked bacon. We also have some Conecuh sausage, which we're making, not for the burgers, but just because we think it's awesome. And here's the bacon. I'm getting ready to put 3 patties in there. I'm going to flip the bacon over. You've seen that, though, in the other video. We're also going to use smoked Gouda as our cheese. I've also got some shredded cheddar we'll throw in there. We got some kind of artisan-style buns we're going to use. We're going to have to cut those in half, looks like. That'll make a nice sandwich. So what I'm going to focus on today is not the cooking part, but we're going to kind of skip ahead to the part where we put the food together. There's a huge debate online on how do you stack a burger. You know, do you put the lettuce on the bottom like Gordon Ramsay, or do you put the cheese on the meat, or do you separate the cheese from the meat by putting, what was it I saw, like people put lettuce on top of the meat and then cheese on top of the lettuce. It gives you a stronger cheese flavor, sure, because you're eating raw cheese. I prefer to melt my cheese onto the burger and the bacon and everything. That's really up to you, but we're going to kind of skip ahead and we're going to talk about how to build a burger for this video. So I shall return. What we did, we went ahead and flipped the sausage one time. This is not a huge sausage. You see it's not as thick as some of the other ones. I didn't bother cutting it in half. I just made pieces. You can use this for hot dogs. I mean, you can throw them on your burger. You can just eat them like French fries. What are you going to do? This is called Conecuh sausage. It's made in Conecuh, Alabama, actually. And it's a pretty spicy sausage. They have different flavors. Like there is this actual spicy version that's even more spicy. They got their hickory smoked and they got their regular. So it's a spicy sausage. We like it. It's really good. A lot of nice flavor to it. See, the burgers are cooking. We're on the first side right now. Again, I'm not going to film the whole cooking process. Friends on the way here bringing the tomato. So we did not forget the tomato, although I did not show that earlier because we don't have it yet. Anyway, still cooking. Yeah, you might have noticed there's an extra piece of bacon. There's like 2 underneath each burger, 2 thick slices. I had another one that wasn't quite as thick or as big, so I'm going to cook it on the side, as you can see. Hey, the dog's got to eat too, right? All right, so the sausage is done. I got it kind of sitting in this bowl so they can drain on that napkin down there. We got our beefsteak tomatoes good to go. We actually picked up some chips, Chipotle barbecue, whatever brand that is. They look really good. So, working on cutting the bread in half. Got our lettuce ready to go. We also got pickles. I always get Clausen or Boar's Head, because to me, it's the kind you find in the cold section. It's not on the shelf. It's got to stay cold. They're a lot crispier, not quite as sour, I guess you could say. Really good. And over here you got the burgers. I just flipped them. See the bacon's nice and crispy. That side's done. We'll cook these for a few more minutes here on the stove. I'm going to add some shredded cheddar cheese. There's our other burgers we're going to cook later. We're going to put a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese on there. Then we're going to go back and put our Gouda on there, and that'll hold everything together. And I shall return. Yes, my friends, that's cheddar cheese. And there we have Gouda. We went 2 slices per burger. They weren't huge, like the burgers are huge. So we went 2 slices per burger. Should be plenty of cheese on there. While it melts, we'll continue to cook. It's going to be amazing. Burgers are looking good. I think they're about done. So we're going to go ahead and start making our burgers. We got our bread over here cut up. See, it's a beautiful artisan style bread. Got some onion on there and some other, I don't know, poppy seed looks like. So we got these 2 ready to go. Let's move on. Oh yeah, tomatoes, lettuce. By the way, like I said, Clausen kosher deals. These come in the fridge. They stay in the fridge, just like the Boar's Head. I don't know, they're just way better in my opinion, and my friend agrees too. And the stuff you get on the shelf is just kind of sour and I don't know. So let's get going here. So we're gonna grab. This is the bottom. I put the pickles on the bottom, kind of like what Chick-fil-A does. I put the pickles on the bottom. I like to do it that way so it's directly on the meat. Somebody told me once, I don't remember the science, but there's a reason you put the pickle against the meat, like it pulls out some of the bitterness or something to that effect. I don't even remember. All right, so what we got our burgers plated here. I put them on the napkin. That's just some of the excess cheese and bacon and stuff. I scoop it out because we're not going to waste that. I'll eat it. The dog will eat it. Somebody will eat it. But here's our burgers. Put them on the napkin. Let them drain a little bit. You got the bacon on top with all the good juice in it, so we're going to drain just some of the excess off the bottom. Now, you see, we're going to put this right on top of those pickles right there. Absolutely, positively beautiful. And these are very hot because I just took them out of the pan, so I'm burning myself, which is great. It's good stuff right there. And then, fortunately, I have someone to help me film today. So I'm going to wash my hands. So, let's get some tomato. Put it on there like that. Kind of a thin, boom, boom. Here, we got a big thick tomato here. We'll just use one tomato on that one. Let's get some lettuce. And I know, actually, let's not get the lettuce yet. I forgot, almost forgot. We'll just stick some lettuce on here. And get plenty of lettuce on there. I mean, it's not like all water. Why not make it nice and crunchy? So we got our lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions in the burger, cheese. Everything's good with the bacon. I do want to add some sauce. I almost forgot. I'm going to use barbecue sauce today. Just because I love barbecue sauce. This is absolutely positively my favorite barbecue sauce. It is just awesome. Sweet Heat. Stell's makes a lot of good sauces. By the way, I've shown some brands here today. Nobody sponsors me. Nobody gives me money. I'm not representing anybody. I'm just telling you what I use because that's what I do. Here goes the barbecue sauce. Let's get a little extra. Let's go like Carl's Jr. style where you got to eat the dirty napkin. All right. And that, my friends, is how I make a burger. Sometimes I put mushrooms on there. If I did, I would saute them. Sometimes I'll buy onions. The good thing to do is chop up the onions and the mushrooms and saute them together until they get that kind of brown gravy look like we saw in another video. Other than that, we're good to go. I'm going to put this on here. I normally don't do this, but for the sake of the video, just so you guys can see what's happening, I'm going to cut it in half if I can. I don't want to kill the burger, but... And there you have it. These are a lot more of a medium. I decided to cook them a little bit more since I'm not the only one eating. Some people actually like their food cooked for some reason. But that's a beautiful burger. You can see. We're going to throw some chips on the plate. We're going to grab a piece of sausage just to have as kind of a side item. And then we'll throw some chips on the plate. And that, my friends, is how we eat in America. That is American food. That is South. I'm ready. So let's do it.